So he knows what your weaknesses are?
Yeah, isn't that so sad? And he uses them.
Arguments, same disappointments, same gradual deterioration, just put in new episodes after so many years, and emotional exits fans were hoping season 19 would bring some closure, or at least a new direction. Instead, the tell-all felt like deja vu. And for many viewers, that sense of repetition has worn thin. Christine, Janelle, and Mary, a new chapter, begins the emotional departures of Christine. Janelle and Mary weren't just personal choices, they were powerful turning points. Every woman in her own way chose peace and autonomy over remaining in an environment where they felt emotionally abandoned, and since leaving, they both started to flourish in their own ways. Christine remarried David Woolley and exudes happiness in a way that viewers hadn't seen in years. Janelle and Mary are cutting new roads as well, considering their children, their health, and relearning who they are outside of being a part of this plural marriage. They've been applauded by the fans at every turn. Their resilience, their candor, their transformation. It's been inspiring while these women have transformed the show. Hasn't it? Clings to what once was recycling conflict instead of embracing change as one? Longtime viewer put it bluntly, I've been here since the beginning, but I'm done. It's not even about Kody or Robyn anymore. It's just boring. Another fan said they didn't even bother finishing the last tell-all. There's no story left. They're not sister wives anymore. That's the truth. A call for something new. The original family structure is gone, and yet the show has not recognized that change in any substantial manner, but the people are not despondent. They just want something new, something authentic. Some are clamoring for a spin-off one featuring Christine, Janelle, and Mary, the OG3, navigating their lives in this new era. One woman put it perfectly, give us a show with the OG3. Let us see their lives now, their kids, their growth, their journeys, but leave Kody and Robyn out of it. That's the energy now. Fans want to move forward, just like the women they've cheered for all these years. So, where do the sister wives go from here at this point? Perhaps the actual question isn't how the sister wives move forward, but who we should be following from here on out, because the truth is dragging out what's already broken. Won't fix anything. The original family dynamics have broken down, the bonds have changed, and the emotional glue that used to keep it all together just isn't there anymore. Maybe the time has come to shine the light where it is really supposed to. Beyond the women who were courageous enough to leave Christine, Janelle, Mary, these women made the brave choice of self-respect over silence, healing over heartache, and in doing so they've demonstrated what real courage is. Their tale isn't one of fleeing from something, it's one of walking towards something better, and that's the tale fans need to see. Next, his rationale. He felt that Janelle wasn't actually in love with him. I think she just thinks I'm cute, he declared. Maybe because of my body, but I don't think she loves me. Fans were left reeling on. Twitter responses were quick, many interpreted Kody's remark is saying more about his ego than anything else. Not to mention his relationship with Janelle had always been portrayed as more intellectual and pragmatic than romantic. Even Mary at one point commented that when Janelle came into the family, it was easier for her emotionally because she did not consider Janelle a romantic competitor, but rather a friend. Janelle's quiet truth comes out, but tell-all gave Janelle a rare time to speak truth herself as well, and when she spoke, it was genuine. She shared about the emotional and physical distance that she had felt for quite some time. Hormones are hard when you're by yourself, she admitted frankly, but you just cope with it. It was the most honest thing she's ever shared on TV, and viewers listened. Janelle did not present herself as a victim, but her sentiments conveyed the quiet strength it requires to move forward without actual partnership. Most viewers viewed her as simply having survived shouldering the emotional and practical burden of the relationship alone, while Kody's comments appeared to be callous and selfish. Some fans believed there was validity on both sides. Janelle obviously longed for connection, emotional and physical, but Kody did not appear to give her much of either anymore. Not as a husband, and as so many noted, not even as the father. He once professed to be Christine, speaks and she doesn't hold back. Then came the second fans had waited, and waited for. Christine's tell-all interview. From the moment she sat down, it was clear she wasn't going to dance around the truth anymore. She spoke with conviction and clarity. looking back on years of emotional deprivation and making like everything was all right. She described how frequently she swallowed her emotions just to keep from upsetting the boat during Kody's few visits that became a wear and tear habit over time. Everything that was ever said by Kody was a lie, she stated, simple and strong. It wasn't rage for rage's sake. It was the sort of honesty that comes with finally seeing the world clearly after years of attempting to make things work. But the biggest blow came when Kody mentioned a tale from his past, one Christine wasn't aware of. He admitted to having had a hidden relationship in college during a period of time when he had strayed from his faith. The real burn he had told Robyn about it, but not with any of the other wives. Christine was amazed. Why was Robyn privy to something so intimate, and she and the rest remained oblivious to Christine? It wasn't an old college anecdote. It was another instance of trust having been unequally meted out of how deeply the emotional chasm had been widening years before any of them had uttered it aloud. Christine's reservations, the breakdown of trust, and the call for change for Christine. It was not merely about an ancient college anecdote. It was about something more profound: honesty, justice, and trust. When Kody had shared a private aspect of his history with Robyn, but not with his other wives, it posed larger questions. Why was Robyn the only one he trusted? Why did she gain that sort of emotional access before they were even spiritually wed? Christine didn't accuse on the nose, but her queries carried heavy significance. Had Kody and Robyn become emotionally or even physically intimate sooner than anyone had suspected? She wasn't blaming them for anything, but something in her gut told her that there was more to it than all of them had been told. And Christine wasn't alone. Many others began to question. It's the same thing. She didn't arrive with proof. What she arrived with was viewpoint built up from years of being left on the outside, passed over, and ignored. Her responses weren't bitter insults. They were based on contemplation, years of attempting to maintain. The peace had worn her down, and now with distance and time, Christine was at last able to see things in perspective. From family disputes to emotional breakdown as Sister Wives Season 19 ended. One thing was certain: this wasn't simply a matter of family disputes. This was the fall of something greater, something constructed on trust, built over years of emotional distance. Robyn might have attempted to tell her side, but now the emotional gulf between her and the other wives seems too great to span. Once Sister Wives presented something unusual and new, a genuine glimpse into what polygamy looked like under the umbrella of faith, love, and family. But now many longtime viewers feel that they're stuck in reruns of the same heartbreak. Rather than progress, the show seems to be stagnant. Same thought process than anything else. He appeared to balance decisions of the past with logic and not with deep feeling, but with Robyn Season 19 showed something different, a change in appearance that longtime viewers didn't anticipate for more than a decade. Robyn Brown had all but played a very precise role on Sister Wives. She was demure, often tearful, and often depicted as the peacekeeper, the wife who just wished everyone would get along, her tear-stained. Emotional interviews even landed her with the nickname So Robyn. She was perceived as the one who really wanted family reconciliation, but this season's tell-all special, complete with the responses that followed, pulled back the curtain a bit. The Robyn viewers of this Garan didn't exactly fit the image they had grown accustomed to. She no longer portrayed herself as the tearful wife stuck in the middle. Instead, many fans felt she looked more like someone who had long benefited from the way things were falling apart. Robyn had always claimed she didn't want to be the favorite. She'd say she'd missed the old days when everyone felt like one big team, but at the tell-all, her actions and words didn't really align. When she spoke about her relationship with Kody, she provided answers that were evasive, sometimes downright contradictory. She'd say one thing, and then immediately imply that she'd known it was going to happen. She claimed to love all the wives, but confessed that she hadn't spoken with certain ones in months. Even the host Sukana Krishnan was confused and attempted to have Robyn clarify. But Robyn just shrugged back on those same old emotional responses without offering tangible answers. A collection, a luggage rack, and what it all meant. One moment that particularly caught fans off guard had to do with a personal interest of Robyn's. Os was reported she had spent a fair amount on a wardrobe of her own, something which garnered criticism, particularly with the family's finances coming under fire, undefined. Robyn downplayed the magnitude of the spending, but to a lot of viewers, it was simply another indication that she was being treated specially once again, however the moment which truly sealed this notion of favoritism for most fans, it involved something as simple as a luggage rack during the tell, all the host asked. Robyn, if she always got the luggage rack during family trips? Robyn brushed it off. Yes. This is so silly, she said. Asked if she realized. The others were annoyed with it, she answered. I had no idea. Gentle prodding on my part brought the addition of maybe I just put my bags up there first to some that might have been a small thing to longtime viewers. It was a sign it wasn't merely a matter of a luggage rack. It was a matter of what the moment stood for. Throughout the years, Robyn just seemed to get little unobtrusive privileges, and those moments accumulated. Kody spent longer hours at her house. Her kids seemed to receive more attention. Emotional currency, the attention, the work, it tended to go in one direction, whether Robyn demanded that or not. It was evident she became the main player in Kody's life, a quiet center in a fracturing family. Robyn never wanted to be the center of attention, but in some way, she found herself at the center of it all, legally wed to Kody emotionally, cared for, and quite often protected, even as the other marriages collapsed around them. She repeatedly professed to miss the early days when the family was united, but plenty of viewers weren't so sure. Her increasing distance from the other wives, combined with her proximity to Kody, made it difficult to believe that she was just caught in the middle instead. It began to feel like she was quietly benefiting from the divide, even if she didn't mean to. Robyn may not see herself as the reason the family fell apart, but too many fans, and perhaps even to some of the other sister wives, her role in that story feels undeniable. With time, her emotional and practical place within the family became a source of actual tension, and for all the observant viewers, it all came into focus: Kody's version of the story and the wives who felt left behind. Throughout season 19, an obvious trend began to unfold. Robyn appeared to have it all: attention, support, emotional connection, while the other wives grew more and more invisible, and for many longtime viewers that disproportion was difficult to ignore. Kody, on the other hand, continued to position himself as the victimized husband. Time and again, he sketched himself as the aggrieved party, minimizing the breakdowns in his marriages to Mary, Janelle, and Christine. But those words didn't always resonate with viewers, particularly when it involved Janelle in the tell. All tensions boiled over. Kody erupted into an impassioned and really bitter tirade on why he no longer wished to salvage his relationship with Janelle. Despite Robyn's urging to him to keep at it, he made it clear he was finished. Special, typically a time when everyone gets emotional, Robyn remained composed. She exhibited the telltale signs: a shaking lip, a shaking chin, hands wiping across her face, but the actual tears nowhere to be seen. Even a fan said. Robyn looked stone-faced. It left everyone wondering if those emotional moments were real, or were there more to them than what was visible. Some of them speculated that since Christine, Janelle, and Mary, the initial three wives, have all moved on now, Robyn no longer feels threatened without that tension. Perhaps she no longer needs to be so emotionally demonstrative. Ending season 19 with episode 29 entitled One-on-One Part 4 brought closure to this chapter for sister wives. No episode 30 is on the docket. The TLC show remains to track Kody Brown, father of 18 and a man once staunchly devoted to plural marriage, as he attempts to negotiate the tangled blend of religion, loved ones, and emotions. But with Christine disappearing down the street and the original family structure fracturing, one thing is certain: sister wives' emotional terrain has shifted. New revelations, old wounds, Christine, Mary, and the story behind Robyn's first dance. In the new episode of Sister Wives, a new voice was heard from David, giving his thoughtful opinion on what it actually signifies to be a man within a plural marriage. His words brought a more grounded, perhaps even sobering tone to the conversation. At the same time, Kody surprised everyone with a confession from his college days, something he had never shared with Christine or Janelle. The moment was unexpected, and for Christine especially unsettling. Hearing this stirred up old concerns and reopened long-buried questions. What else might he have kept from her? From all of them, the shaky ground of trust already broken suddenly appeared even more precarious. Mary Brown sets the record straight. The meantime, Mary Brown seized an opportunity on the one-on-one special to dispel a rumor that has been following her for years. A lot of fans have assumed that she brought Robyn in contact with Kody, but for Mary, that simply isn't the case. I did not introduce Robyn to Kody, she said matter-of-factly, when host Sukana Krishnan asked the question. Even Krishnan appeared surprised at the response. You didn't. She reiterated. Mary was adamant. No, there is an entire debate going around online about it, but it's just not true. Mary continued to clarify that sure, she and Kody were together when they met Robyn initially, but it was no planned meet. It all occurred casually through the intervention of common friends. No matchmaking, no plots, just a normal meet. She set the scene vividly. They were driving along the road when they spotted some friends and neighbors outside. They paused to greet one another. Kody wound up chatting with Robyn's cousins, husband, and Mary began conversing with Robyn herself, and that, Mary says, was the start. Nothing staged, just life happening, Kody recalls. Their initial encounter and that first dance, Kody subsequently related his own account of how it all started, and his account provided a few additional interesting details. When Mary and Robyn were conversing that day, he remembered that he and Robyn were holding back somewhat, playing it cool, not going too far too soon, but Kody admitted something a bit more intimate. He averted that the first time he actually laid eyes on Robyn was earlier at church. She had been sitting alone, and something about her drew his attention. She appeared to be in her late 20s or early 30s. He recalled, I made eye contact and I just couldn't look away. Robyn eventually looked away, and that's when Kody said he sort of came out of it. They did not talk that day, but there was something about the moment that plainly stuck with him. At a party later, after having an actual conversation with Robyn, Mary allegedly coaxed Kody into meeting her cute. She had said, pushing him along. Not long afterward, there was a dance that Kody, Mary, and Christine went to, and Robyn was there as well. Christine had gone a bit early that night, and when the evening grew later and the last song was nearing, Mary nudged Kody again and urged, you ought to dance with Robyn. So he did, and that dance, as far as Kody was concerned, altered everything. It felt like the whole room disappeared. He said, we talked like we'd known each other forever. Said he explained a profound emotional ease, something that simply felt normal. Asked if he had ever experienced that same kind of spark with any of his other wives. Kody hesitated. Not that I can remember. He said it was a weighty remark, one that from one perspective might be used to explain a great deal of the dynamics that ensued. Robyn Brown's new side, and the little things that said a lot. When Kody reflected on his relationships, he explained it as more of a practical what if, the love you spent your entire life constructing just stopped appearing, not the dramatic kind, not with the slam of doors or scream-outs, but gradually through silence, lost moments, and eyes that no longer saw you the same. That's what makes Sister Wives Season 19 so difficult to turn away from, not because it's packed with explosive drama, but because at its core, it's a quiet unraveling, a family falling apart, not all at once, but piece by painful piece. Hi, friend, if you've been following this story from the beginning, or even if you've just recently tuned in, you've seen how things used to be: a large, ambitious family trying to live their truth with faith, love, and shared purpose. But somewhere along the way, that purpose shattered. In this season, the cracks have become impossible to ignore. Christine, Janelle, and Mary, women who dedicated decades of their lives to this plural marriage, have started coming out of the shadows, not with bitterness, but with clarity. Their words are no longer calculated to keep the peace. They're honest, they're real, sometimes hard to hear, and then theirs. Robyn, once the emotional hub of the family, so quiet, so interested in keeping things together, now showing us a side of herself that feels more reserved, more detached. Her subdued responses on the tell-all left many of us grasping, was the togetherness that she described ever really there? Or did something else govern this narrative all along and all? The while Kody, at the center of it all, appears to be writing his own story in real time, portraying himself as misunderstood, unloved, wronged. But if you have been paying attention, you realize there's more to it than that. Relationships don't collapse for no reason, and the women he ever referred to as partners now speak in a voice of profound disappointment. It's disappointment that's accumulated over years. Have you ever felt like you were giving all the giving and gradually discovered the other person already let go? That's what Christine's tale resembles. That's what Janelle and Mary silently repeat in their own manner. Lasting what's ending is what makes this chapter so potent. It's what's starting. These women are selecting themselves. Some, for the first time in a long, long time, they're moving into independence. Rediscovering pleasure, healing, and even love. It's not because it's easy, but because it's time. And if you've ever had to walk away from something that once meant the world to you, be it a relationship, a dream, or even an old version of yourself, you'll understand exactly what this season is really about. It's not about who gets the luggage rack. It's not even about polygamy anymore. It's about truth, about women finding their voices after years of silence, about when loyalty is no longer to weigh and what it means to finally be able to say enough. So where do we go from here? Let's take a closer look at what season 19 showed us, and why for many of us viewers it felt like both an ending and a beginning. Christine Brown explains how Kody betrayed her, and she's finally had enough. Christine Brown has officially parted ways with her spiritual union with Kody Brown after years of struggling to make it work. She's made her choice, and this time, no turning back. Hi, everyone. I trust you are all in good health by God's grace. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss any updates. Christine, with 6 kids, has spoken candidly in several interviews about her experience with Kody and on the latest Sister Wives. Any and one special, it's apparent there's still plenty on her mind. The hurt, the betrayal, and the things she learned, it's all spilling out now. Robyn Brown's subtle shift in season 19. Regular viewers of Sister Wives have become accustomed to Robyn Brown crying on television, tearfully upset, visibly distraught. But in this season, something was different. Robyn was calmer, more composed, and a bit more withdrawn. Fans were quick to pick up on it. Was she reacting to past online criticism about her tearful performances, or was something changing in her position within the family? Robyn's emotional overreactions became a sort of trademark on the show over the years, just as Kody's fiery faces did. But season 19 was different. Robyn remained largely quiet. The crying, the sobbing, the drama absent. Even some of her viewers laughed about her former nickname Sobin Robyn, declaring that incarnation of her to be gone. That transition didn't go unseen. When Robyn previously cried on the show, it usually provoked strong emotions from Kody, sometimes even causing tension with the other wives. But now her tears appear to have evaporated, and her former frequent outbursts of emotion have given way to a cooler, more reserved attitude, even in the one-on-one